Yuji Itadori is underrated and undervalued as the protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen. And I know y'all love to hate him, so how about this? Stop glizzy guzzling Sukuna, Gojo, and Toji for just 10 minutes. That's it. For just 10 minutes, let they meat rest like a freshly cooked steak, and let's take a real look at sad boy Yuji. Cause everyone in JJK is crazy, but Yuji, well, he's a special kind of psycho. So, to do this properly, let's start from the beginning when we first meet Yuji. And don't worry, I'm gonna get to Yuji and Todou jumping Mahito, so stick around and enjoy the video. Might as well hit the like and subscribe while you're at it. But anyway, remember when Yuji's classmates unwrapped Sukuna's finger, unleashing a gang of curses on the school? And this nigga walked up wearing a curse on his head like a Scully? That curse was trying to put his whole head in his mouth like Ed, Edd and Eddy with a jawbreaker. Then Yuji busted through the window of the 3rd floor of this school? Like, do you know how high you gotta jump to do that? But anyway, he jumped in and hit that curse with the fury of a recently divorced father. That punch held a lifetime of despair behind it. And it was then that we should have known that Yuji's life was destined for misery for real. Then this other curse starts bullying Megumi and Yuji starts mixing it up with that curse and actually holds his own for a while. He's not even a sorcerer, and he's fighting a curse that was killing an actual sorcerer. Who else you know who could do that? The only other person I could think of is Deku with the slime villain, but he just cried until All Might felt bad for him and saved him, so that don't count. Yuji actually steps up to villains that he got no business fighting, like that special grade curse in the juvenile center. He stayed alone with that freaky ass curse after he watched it give the demon dog that Michael Vick treatment. He left that dog's head on the wall like a hillbilly modern art piece. And then it cut Yuji's arm off quicker than Pito did to Kite. And as soon as Megumi left, the curse got on some freaky shit. Cause why did he rip his pants off like Magic Mike? He said, let's get this party started. I swear, being alone with that nigga might be worse than Fleece Johnson. And look at how he giggled after he did it too. Freaky ass animal, he a real freakazoid. But with all that said, Yuji still faced him head on. Is he brave or is he stupid? Maybe both. But one thing's for sure, Yuji stands on business. Like in his meeting with the principal. At this point, Yuji is not familiar with curses or jujutsu techniques at all, and he knows what he stands for. And no matter what, we haven't seen him falter in that. Even when he was face to face with Sukuna, Yuji ain't back down for nothing. And y'all seen how everyone else reacts to simply being in his presence. They could have been playing freeze tag with how frozen they get. Like, stop playing, boy, you are not Elsa. I swear, they be sweating more than that Key and Peele skit. But not Yuji. He's only been with Sukuna for less than a month, and look at how greasy he talking to him. Cause Naruto was spooked by Kurama the first couple times he was face to face with him, and Ichigo damn sure wasn't talking to White like that. But Yuji, he got that extra something. I don't know, like an extra chromosome or something? Cause why is he trying to box with the King of Curses? I'll tell you why. Cause he got that dog in him. He got that Clifford, that courage, that scrappy dude. Watch, in his next fight, he about to start barking like DMX. And yeah, Sukuna beat him no diff, but that's not the point. Being a dog don't mean that you're strong. It means that you're fearless and relentless. And if that ain't Yuji, then I don't know what is. So let's talk about the hands, the mitts, the squabbles, the minks. Cause Yuji fight like a street nigga. From jumping, to sneaking you while you talking, and even throwing the ones, sometimes. On his first mission, he pieced up that first curse like Jason Statham. I'm talking flawless execution. Then he bust through a solid concrete wall like the Kool-Aid Man and blitzed that hairy-ass child predator curse like nothing. He made him jump out the window. Then boom, his first fight after coming back to life. He punched that transfigured human so hard that he started crying. He hit him with that divergent fist, and that double impact left that thing flabbergasted. Boom, flash to his fight with Mahito. Now we learned that Yuji punches so hard that he can literally damage your soul? And he just learned how to use curse energy like a week ago, and he keeping up with Mahito? Come on, man, give this nigga his props. And even though Yuji let the anger get the best of him, which did make him fight more reckless, he still did good. I mean, Mahito put more holes in him than Jiraiya, but Yuji kept going. And yeah, if it wasn't for Sukuna, he'd be dead, but still, that doesn't take away from his performance and the fact that he saved Nanami. And he may not look it, but Yuji is low-key a tank. Like, he can take a lot of damage and still keep going. Like in his fight against Todou, That man stomped his head in and had blood splashing everywhere like a Saw movie. He left half his head red like Todoroki, and Yuji just got up and kept it pushing. So they train all day, and that got Yuji strong enough to keep up with Hanami. But he was still missing something. So Todou smacked the fuck out of him twice, and I guess that was the missing piece. Cause right after that, Yuji hit Hanami with more black flashes than an Atlanta strip club. So that would make Yuji tied with Nanami for hitting the most black flashes in a row. Shit, I turned into the black flash at the Fez rage, you feel me? And Yuji achieved this after only 1 month and 1 day of training. And I'm pretty sure he hit another black flash in his fight against the Zesty brothers too. Cause just like everyone else, they was underestimating him. They popped up so confident till Yuji punched that nigga's arm off like Naruto and Sasuke. Then he ran as fast as a speeding vehicle. And what must have those two guys been thinking? Cause they was just driving on a normal night when this giant nigga that's missing an arm and bleeding from the wound jumps into the bed of their truck and yanks the passenger out the window by the back of his neck like he's holding a kitten. Then a teenage boy is just casually running beside them as they speed down the highway. I haven't seen nothing like this since Yusuke stole that bicycle. Then they get front row seats as Yuji punched Eso so hard that he literally blew that nigga's back out. Pause. Yuji punched Eso so hard that Choso felt it. You can cause taijutsu Jim Crow, cause not only does it hurt your soul, but it causes generational damage. Not to mention, he's also the smartest nigga in the show. Nah, for real, didn't that Locust Curse call him the most clever? So what, y'all finna say he was lying? Didn't Jogo say that curses have no need for lying or something like that? Nah, I'm just playing, but he did almost catch a glizzy to the face in that fight. He was 2 seconds away from being recruited into the LGBTQ community until he smashed that nigga's dick like Lorena Bobbitt. He punched that grasshopper on the dick like he learned to fight from Johnny Cage. But even though the curse was at least grade 1 and he was throwing hands faster than Kakashi making hand signs, that was just light work for Yuji. Just like when he jumped those sorcerers using more wires than Sasuke's Dragon Flame Jutsu. Then he dropped that nigga from the tallest building in the city with no remorse. How you go from telling Junpei that you don't want to kill anyone to dropping people from high places like Mufasa? He went from trying to give people a proper death to trying to kill people properly. That's why Buddy upped the knife on him like they was in New York and tried to give him $150. So Yuji did him one better and threw a fucking car at him like the Incredible Hulk or some shit. So, up until now, we've seen a consistent and exponential rise in Yuji's strength as a fighter. Ever since Gojo and Todou trained him, he's met every challenge with success. But there are always ups and downs, and things can't be good forever, especially for Yuji. I'm pretty sure his happiness is like illegal or something with how Gege be doing him. So, enter Choso, the man who pushed Yuji to his limits and almost killed him. Again. And I think it's safe to say that Choso feels about Yuji the way that Yuji feels about Mahito. So this was a WWE level revenge match. But it's important to remember, Yuji is not from the Jujutsu world. He's not used to curse techniques and he doesn't know the variety of applications of them. Yet when Choso shot him with that blood arrow, he didn't get scared. He didn't go poopy in his pants like a little baby. He ran up on that nigga and crashed out. So Yuji went up against one of the strongest curse techniques that we know of and almost won, in spite of the fact that he doesn't have a curse technique himself. And his left arm was practically useless the whole time, and he had a hole in his stomach half the time. And even though Choso hit Yuji with multiple blows, Yuji only landed 3 on Choso, and he still said that if he got hit again he would lose. Don't act like that's not fucking insane. So yeah, he lost, but he lost like a winner, you feel me? See, that's some big brain shit. Cause when he wins, but when he loses, he could've won, so he's still a winner.
It's like when I'm right, and when I'm wrong, I could've been right, so I'm still right cause I could've been wrong.
And Yuji ain't just with the squabbles, cause when he was passed out, that man throwed 12 glizzy-sized demon fingers. Now that's a skill only achievable by the best that mankind has to offer. He's up there with heroes like Mia Khalifa. Thank you for your service. But after Sukuna had his little fun enjoying the exciting nightlife of Shibuya, he left Yuji with nothing but bad memories and a horrific sight. And honestly, I think that would have broken any normal 16-year-old. I mean, I've seen some niggas turn to drugs over less. But Yuji kept it pushing, wandering around the city like a drunk nigga that's scared to go home cause he don't want to get chewed out by his girl. Yuji, you were out there fucking with Sukuna again, weren't you? And why does your breath smell like demon And with no break, no moment of respite, no reprieve at all, he stumbles upon the murder of his mentor in an underground subway by a feminine junkie who likes to touch people. So, we get it cracking once again. Cause Yuji could have broke down and cried, but nah, he a real nigga. He ran at Mahito like Killua when he was looking for Gon. And you know he was mad, cause the whole time he was sounding like Gohan after he went Super Saiyan for the first time. You know, like how you sound when you get your dick caught in your zipper. But despite his anger, Yuji thought about what Nanami would do. What? No, not that. What I mean is that he calmed down. And this shows growth because last time he fought Mahito, his anger got the best of him, but this time he was able to gain control and fight smarter. And mind you, at this point Mahito should be at least as strong as Choso, most likely stronger. And if you don't think he is now, well, he definitely is by the end of the fight because he only gets stronger. And Yuji is low-key dogging him. Up until Mahito turned that guy in the green hoodie to a pyro. What that mean? He threw up blood on Yuji's face. Yeah, what's bracking, nigga? But anyway, Yuji was putting the beats on him. Mahito straight up turned his arm into a Draco when he still couldn't hit Yuji. It was clear that Yuji was in his bag. So he's grown to overcome his anger, but his next step is to consolidate his feelings about other people getting mixed up in the fight and how he allows it to distract him. Cause he probably would have died right there if it wasn't for Nobara. But that didn't happen. Nobara came in clutch and gave Yuji the opening he needed. And he instantly turned into a demon and went straight up IP man on Mahito. He beat his ass worse than Eren did the army. He was fighting like an Uchiha for a minute there. And even though Nanami was killed right in front of him, Nobara was killed right in front of him, and Mahito beat the shit out of him while talking crazy, leaving him crying thug tears of despair, all it took was a pep talk from the big man Todou himself and Yuji got right back up and got active immediately. And his first attack after his comeback was already a black flash. He was standing there in that Gon Freaks pose, charged up and let Buddy have it. Pause. Then Yuji and Todou started jumping dude like Naruto and Sasuke. And this might be more of a testament for Todou than it is for Yuji, but ever since Todou arrived, Yuji has been in the zone. I think all he needs is a little friendship and support, cause he went crazy when he realized Nobara was helping, and now that his big bro is back, he fighting like a Baki character or something. And it's not just that, because like my girlfriend's dildo, it goes both ways. Yuji makes Todou stronger too. It's because of the inspiration that Todou draws from Yuji that he was even able to hit his Black Flash in the first place. So Yuji still does have that main character energy going for him. It's just hard to see because of all the unnecessarily traumatic L's that Gege puts him through. But now we get to see Yuji in all his glory. Cause even when Mahito transformed into that fusion between Mahoraga and Frieza, Yuji still stood on all 10. He said, Jean, Ken, Black Flash. Cause unlike Gon, Yuji will always choose Rock. And just like I predicted in my last Yuji video, we see even more character development from him. And finally, true maturity. The sad and tragic kind of maturity that could only come from extreme adversity. When he gave Mahito that speech about killing him over and over again and how he realizes that he might just be another cog in the machine of war, yeah, that's the moment he became a young OG. A big homie, if you will. Now all that's left is becoming a celestial god like Gojo. And although it's sad to see my boy going through all this, at least he's persevering and staying strong. Real nigga. Congratulations, Yuji. You now have earned a nigga pass.